was right there. Nice bull.
My name is Ian Boley. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I went on a hunt with Operation Reboot a while ago with Steve Morse and went on a turkey hunt, and that was really great. I didn't have to pay anything for that. So when I saw this raffle come up, I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw them a couple $100 and, throw my card into the pile here and see how it goes. And well, wouldn't you know, I got drawn.
This hunt here with Ian kind of started back in the spring. Buddy of mine, Alan, has a lodge tag for his lodge. I'd asked him if he wanted to try to work with Operation Reboot to get a tag for a fundraiser for the organization that helps out the veterans and law enforcement and all that. So he agreed to do that, and then Reboot ended up, getting the tag that way, basically doing a raffle to pay for the tag and raise some funds for the organization, and that's how it all got started. And so a lot of great people donated to the cause, and this wasn't a hunt necessarily for a veteran, it was to help the organization. But as luck would have it, a veteran ended up getting drawn. He's a former Marine, and he bought 2 tickets, and he was a lucky winner to get this hunt. He says he's blessed to get it. I feel the same way, and it was an honor for me to be able to guide the hunt for this and give that experience to Ian, and he brought along his cousin as a sub-permittee, Luke.
My name is Luke Boley, Ian's cousin, the lucky guy to be a sub. Hopefully we get one.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Luke's taken me hunting, a bunch of times. He's put me on deer. I went out and I was the alternate for him on his wife's hunt.
19.
Yeah, so that was a good time. So, I figured, who else better to bring than someone who always takes me out, gets me in the woods. He's like my guide, when I'm going hunting. So I thought of him. So here we are, out in the North Maine Woods.
Very thankful.
Yeah, very blessed to be here. I'm hoping for, pushing 50, anything, come on. What are we hoping for? I'm hoping for a state record, but, I'll take, anything really, just
the experience.
Yeah, just
people.
To be, yeah. I'm hoping to learn.
That's what makes a good hunt.
I'm hoping for a lifetime of memories, so, yeah. Just hoping to get something down, and no expectations, Being up here is just
awesome.
Yeah, it's like you get like a pioneering feeling when you come up into the North Maine Woods. There's nothing around you. You got big woods. You can like look across these bogs and just say like, I want to go explore that little nook around that bend. I want to go explore that pond. You look at your gazetteer and you see like some cool land features, and you just go check things out, and it feels like it's been untouched. I don't know, I've always loved coming up here.
Here we go.
Here we go, we're in it.
Good morning.
Yeah, opening day tomorrow, baby. Let's do it.
All right, opening morning here. Go time, Radian.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, see if we can hear something. The season's a little early this year. This is only the 24th, 3rd? 4th?
Yeah, 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
So the rut's really just gonna start now, so there's not gonna be a lot of cows hollering, but we're hoping to hear one. But the bull should be a little anxious this morning. I think we might be able to stir one up.
Yeah.
Just gotta get the right one.
It's nice and quiet. There's no wind.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Cool. No frost, but it's nice and cool. Probably about 40. See if we can get the world record spike going for you, huh?
One beam.
All right.
On our hunt this week with Ian, we started right off I start down a winter road or up through the woods in the open woods where you can see a little better, but you're calling out to the cuts, buffer strips I call them, and I'll cow call. And I don't wait long, I'll just cow call and then I'll listen, especially a particularly quiet morning. Move maybe 100 yards at the most, call again, and I'll just repeat that process. And you sometimes the first time you call, you get an answer. Sometimes it's a bad day, it might be the 100th time you call. Whatever it is, you keep doing it, and most of the time you'll get some kind of action. So on this hunt with Ian, it was kind of one of them mornings when it was slow for us. We never heard a sound, we never heard a cow, and this year it's a little bit early, so I wasn't really all that surprised right off the beginning of the week.
We'll set up right here for a few minutes because that bog runs down, and the two bogs, that bog runs down there, and the other one where the beaver bog in the road, it comes down behind this cut. There's a hidden cut out here. Can't see in it. Yeah. There might be something down in the bog. We'll get up here by that rock there, and we'll spend a few minutes here. Nice command post here. Once it gets going, usually about anywhere, a quiet morning, you'll hear a cow somewhere. If we can hear one, that's when we'll move in,
We never heard, it was quiet, we never heard a cow, we never heard a bull.
Well, this looks like a bull's been wallering around in that a little bit, but not fresh. Maybe when this probably had water in it not too long ago and they were drinking there, but...
Well, I think we figured we went about 2 miles through the woods, just in the buffers and calling, and once in a while we'd sit down and listen for a minute.
Can't believe we haven't heard something, a cow in the distance. This morning you could hear a cow for a mile, We're gonna stay in this nice buffer in this open woods. So we got cuts on both sides of us, and we'll call this buffer strip. Goes a long ways good, goes, over a mile. They're here somewhere. There's enough sign. If they ain't talking, you can't, pretty hard to find them without stumbling on them. It's a cow, I think. I think it stopped. I could see its head go by there. It ain't got any real horn. once. If it's a spike maybe or something.
And then finally we come down in the back of some cuts that I'd already scouted, and I knew there was a fair amount of moose there. There was a lot of beds and feeding activity, and we got up in the back side of the cut from the buffer strip. We got up in there and we sat down in the wood line in the open woods, not out in the cut. I had called, and then we sat down on a log for a few minutes, and I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes later, all of a sudden a cow gave I call it a whiny moan. It's not a loud bellow, it's a whiny moan. And immediately a bull grunted, and they were close.
See, I called up there, but they may have been further away. They may be working their way over. That's why I'd like them to call again, and I could get an idea what's going on here. Sometimes if you cow call, the cow takes the bull away. Or sometimes even if you grunt, if she's got the bull she wants, she'll drift away. And it's got to be a dominant bull to challenge her. But we want the dominant one, right?
But the bull I knew was a small bull because they have a different voice than a bull, big bull on average. The yearlings, sometimes the 2-year-olds, they just have a funny, different grunt, a higher pitch. It's like a kind of like that. And they don't have really much of a grunt, and that's what that one did. So, but anyways, with a cow moaning like that, I just figured there probably is a good bull here somewhere.
I don't know what the wind is right here. Yeah, it had been kind of coming down, but yeah, see right now it's right, yeah, but it's not going far enough for them to get the wind. I think we'd have to.
We just moved. We were only like 50 yards from the edge of the cut where we could see out into the cut a little bit. Couldn't see far, and I got out there and trying to figure out what I was going to do for a call. And I didn't want a cow call without knowing what was going on. So I made one of the same grunts, a low, a young bull grunt. Oh. 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 And then I tickled the brush a little bit, and the cow immediately started coming through the brush, and that there was a crotch horn bull right behind her.
That's the cow.
The cow came out in the grass, kind of, it was a skid road there. That young bull come out, he was pestering her, so she kicked at him and trying to kick him away. And then she went at about that, right in that time frame, the other bull grunted. Then it was a bigger grunt, whoa, like that, in behind the brush. So I'm like, we got another bull right here, so we're all set. Again, I don't want to spook the cow off. And then she disappeared again back up in where the big bull was. And so all I did was I still used that low grunt, so it wasn't, the young grunt, so it wasn't intimidating. And I tickled the brush some more. Then he started racking the brush, so I'm like, we should get a look at him because we had a couple of shooting lanes there.
some kind of headgear there.
Well, and after a few minutes, the cow went across, up above us, across the skid road out about 50 yards, and that little bull right behind her again.
That's the little one.
I'm like, now that big one, he's got to cross that opening
That's
to get
the
with
little-
him.
Here he comes. Don't move, don't move, don't move. He's right behind that yellow bird.
I could finally see he was moving out a little bit. He was behind a bunch of brush there, and I could see one palm finally. It was a big palm.
Oh yeah, he's a nice one. He'll follow that cow up there. Here he comes. Oh yeah, he's a nice one. He's a nice one when he comes out.
And finally
He's back too now, don't you?
started working out into
There
that.
he goes right there.
Ian had to make a quick shot and made a good one. We could just see the
He's a nice one.
top, probably foot and a half of the moose.
He's back too now, don't you? There he goes right there.
And he made his shot, and down he went. That's the end of that story.
Nice bull.
Is that what you wanted? Some palms, don't he?
Nice points, nice ponds.
He had everything. I could see one side and I couldn't tell you the spread, but then I see the other palm move. I go, don't matter what the spread is.
Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful bull.
Yeah. Only takes a second to kill a bull, don't it? We didn't really want to do it the first day, but I think
didn't.
it's a good thing we did.
And the wife will be happy. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be bad. You know, I might.
Get your ram charger up in here.
Well, yeah, the old road right there. If I could get that ram charger right to there, that'd be a good pack. Yeah, when you fired, I didn't see nothing going because he was disappearing from my view. Yeah.
He just dropped right where we were standing, pretty much.
And then I thought he was actually closer. I thought he was over there. So when I come out, I'm like, where the hell is he?
No.
Then I see the antler moving over here. This guy was,
Yeah, this is.
and she just moaned. She didn't really bellow. She just gave that little moan, and we were sitting in the right place at the right time. That's how it works.
A lot of weight off the shoulders now. How you feeling, Hal? A lot of weight off your
right.
shoulders too?
No, I don't feel no weight.
You knew what was gonna happen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20 pointer.
10 by 10. Yeah, he's got 3 on both sides.
So, yeah, bull, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Bull down.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good job.
Thank you, Hal. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So this is the result of the Operation Reboot hunt for the outfitter tag drawing.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were lucky to get drawn.
Luckiest man in Maine.
Yeah. Luke's lucky because your brother couldn't come.
Sorry, Evan.
Yeah.
And we get one on the first day. I usually don't like to do that, but
I know. I want to make it last a little longer, but
yeah, but there's some you'd pass up the first day, but not one like this.
no. Yeah.
Got the job done, and another one in the books. One great thing about a moose hunt is it really provides a lot of meat for all the families that manage to get drawn, and you know, a good sized bull, you'll get 400 pounds of meat. Boy, that'll take a family a long way. And but not only that, you know, what comes from the earth goes back, and that carcass, when we quarter them up and the carcass is left, it's mostly bones, and you know, the guts and stuff like that, but that feeds a lot of animals. You know, the goby birds, they're usually the first ones there, the goby birds. They're friendly in the woods, and they'll come and pick fat and scraps, and they hoard it away for the winter. That's what gets those birds through the winter.
Look at that thing, huh?
And then small critters, fisher, marten, foxes, coyotes, bears. The bears are still out. A bear gets on that carcass and you get loaded up. So nothing goes to waste in nature. So right down to the bugs that'll end up finishing it off. So it's a cycle of life. He gave his life so other creatures can keep on with theirs.